Hello, it's a privilege to be sitting with David Saad here today, founder of Prophyles. Been excited and looking forward to this conversation. David, I know you are a rounded software entrepreneur, PhD in computer science, VC background, turned angel investor, turned entrepreneur, and really have an understanding of the full process, whether we're talking about development, sales, marketing, and you're bringing that all to Prophyles here. And I realize I'm just scratching the surface. Maybe you could share a bit about your background and the process, the storyline in the creation of Prophyles.
Well, that's a great intro, and nice to see you again, Jason. Yes, I mean, my background, my educational background is purely in computer science and math. I earned a PhD in computer science from University of Paris with high honors, and my specialty was data modeling. But very early stage, I switched gear and became more of a salesman, and then a businessman, and then an entrepreneur. I am mentor at several accelerators, including Alchemist here in Silicon Valley. Then became an angel investor, then turned into a VC.
What are the trophies from?
Although those are actually tennis trophies. I did 2 Olympics in judo, and I like the competition. The traits and the habits and the skills that you get from being a competitor are very transferable to your business. I really think that success comes, of course you have to be talented and skilled and knowledgeable, but so as everybody else. So it's a question is how much you want to put into it, and can you sustain it? I prefer to be more in the action. So I went back to be an entrepreneur, and I set up Prophyles. I feel that the best ventures are the ones that the entrepreneur or the founder experience the problem themselves, because that way they really sense broadly and deeply the problems and the needs of the market. The way Prophyles came about was that I'm a very detail-oriented person. So I create a card for every person that I meet in my address book. And it takes me, believe it or not, 10 minutes to create a card. That includes, all your coordinates, email, phone number, whatever. But then your picture, your digital footprint, your links to social media, what have you. So it becomes quite comprehensive in a way. But the sad part is that now if you go back to my address book, I would argue that 99% of the cards are outdated for one reason or another. So despite all that effort, it's kind of like wasted time because there's always a change somewhere in the card, either your email or your title or your employer or whatever. That's not truly a connection. And I felt that there has to be a product, a platform that allows people to truly connect among each other.
And David, could you tell us more about the marketplace? Are there competitors out there?
We're developing a new platform that we coined Contact as a Service, CAS, Contact as a Service. So therefore, we are into contact management. How do you manage your contacts? How do you manage your personal information? It turned out that personal information there's a lot of variety of type of personal information and contact information, and it's spread all over. You can find it in address books, in CRMs, in HR applications, in forms at DMV or at the hospital or insurances. Your personal information or your contact information is spread all over, and it is being mismanaged, misused, and oftentimes nowadays abused, exploited at your expense. So if you look at that and you say, well, who are your competitors? Anybody and everybody under the sun. And that is the address books, the CRM who do use contact management, the digital cards people like Hi Hello, for example, is one of our competitor. But so as data brokers, even though we take a very strong stand not to sell any of our users' data. Nonetheless, data brokers could be considered as our competitors. So there are a number of categories of competitors, and each category has many different players with different nuances, with different flavors of their offer. But really, none of them provide what we are offering, and that is the ability to manage and distribute your personal information safely, and I underline safely, to many different places. What I'm trying to say is that the ability to move away from this paradigm or this architecture of a centralized database, allowing users to create somebody else's data. If you move away from that paradigm, from that architecture, and you get into ours, which is a decentralized, distributed database where profiles are linked through smart contracts in a blockchain in a peer-to-peer network. That is a big differentiation between us and our competitors. We are truly connected. Now, that functionality, to my knowledge, nobody provides.
A lot of investors want to evaluate who is behind the wheel, who is operating the business on a day-to-day basis. Can you share more about your team, your mission, and your overall vision for Prophyles?
The most impactful motivation factors are the intangibles, the emotions, a cause. And I think, again, that comes from sports. If you are able to move people in really believing the reason for your existence, that there is more than just yourself or your company, you can attract some top talent. And we were able to attract some top investors, people who are in the know, and a variety of people. Some people who know nothing about our space, such as Hollywood actress. All of that is your ability to communicate, your ability to express or convey the value proposition of what you're offering to the market to somebody who doesn't know anything about it, and motivate them to show their wallet or to join you. So I think we've done very well on that front. So we raised that money to develop a very comprehensive prototype that is, in my opinion, very impressive. The prototype is very comprehensive. It's very functional in terms of navigation, but it doesn't have a backend. That allowed us to go on the market and truly validate quietly our offering. The funding today of this round is to turn this very comprehensive prototype into a first release of a product. We're talking about 6.87 billion people who have smartphones. Every one of them requires contact information to call or text anybody. There are 1.60 billion websites that is asking you for your contact information. There's 250 million companies who are also asking you for your information. Our TAM is about 200 billion. Our SAM is about 120 or something, or something like that. And our SOM is maybe our immediate serviceable market is about 5.6 billion. So, the question is, who doesn't need it?
Sure.
Our challenge is really not technical. And it's not about the need. The need is very well established. The problems are very well recognized. It's really about adoption. I've been there, so I know how to solve all these problems, but those problems require expertise, requires resources and funding in order to be able to do all of those things. My argument is that I, as a founder and entrepreneur, have a much better, faster, more effective path to product market fit with equity crowdfunding than I would have with any other source, including angels or VCs or PE firms or anything like that. Because in the latter case, it's only one person or a partner or a firm that is talking. Here, I've got a crowd that is validating. $350 from a retail investor means a lot more than 350 million from a VC. It
Funny
means
how that
a
works.
lot more to that. So he's not going to part with that $350 unless there is really value. And if he doesn't like something, he's going to tell me about it. I mean, I cannot have it any better. Now, if that is your mindset, when you go into equity crowdfunding, it's a win. We are very excited. I think that Profile is, I mean, of course, I'm very biased, but for very good reason. I think it's a game changer. It is a very important project that impacts how people connect. I mean, today we don't have any connection. So how people connect, how can build relationships beyond just connection. It is a very important project. And we believe that we've got something that is very unique and we're very excited about it.
Excellent. Well, you heard it here. Please feel free to reach out to David. I believe he would welcome a conversation and has a wealth of knowledge towards profiles and many different areas of his background as well too. David, it's been a pleasure sitting down with you here today. And investors, please feel free to do your due diligence here. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Jason. Bye.